How's it going, everybody? A couple months ago, I went ahead and picked up a project. I wasn't too sure how it was gonna go. It was what is now known as a 1981 kx80. When it was sold to me, as an 83. The kid told me all it needed was a chain. So when I went to go look at it, it had good compression, and the chain was off it. So I had it had a good price. So I went ahead and picked it up, and worst comes to worst, I was gonna work on it. Well, when I got it back home here, come to find out, I got the chain put on it. You can see it hanging there. I went ahead and cleaned out the carburetor. Got it right here. I'm in my basement, so I don't have a lot of light and a lot of room. But I went ahead and rebuilt the carburetor, cleaned it all up. Like I said, sorry for the lighting. I'm in my basement. I don't have a lot of room. And I'm storing stuff down here, and I had a water problem over the past couple weeks. My foundation is leaking everywhere. But anyway, like I said, back to this project. So yeah, when I got it home, I started checking it out, just checking the compression again on it, and it started to stiffen up on me. So I went ahead and my brother-in-law came over, and he's a little engine head too, and him and I decided, rip it apart, let's fix it. So in the process of ripping it apart, we found that the crankshaft was starting to seize up, and the shifter shaft was broke, and our the hold on one second here. The flywheel that covers your stator, which if you don't know about it, I guess it creates the electric energy that you need. But whatever. The magnets inside of that were grenaded. I mean, shard to pieces. Here's one of the old ones here. Just pieces. I pulled pieces out of there everywhere. So I went and got a new one of them. I got a new shifter shaft, and I was looking to get a new crankshaft, and they're just, if I would have bought a brand new one, it would have been as much as I paid for the bike. So I decided I'm going to rebuild the crank. And so I went ahead and ordered the connector rod, the thrust washers, and all that good stuff. And I got them in, and I was able to bring the crankshaft up to the dirt bike shop, and they're working on it as we speak. So I figured I'd come down and make a before video, because I haven't. I've been sleeping on this project, and I figured I'd make a before video, and because now I'm starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm gonna try and get her running again. But again, it's a 1981 kx80. I found out it was an 81, not an 83 like it was sold to me as. Yeah, I don't know. The kid was I don't know. He was a young kid. He's pretty cool. I want to say he's innocent. You know, he might not have knew enough about the bike, but he was a big kid too. So I guess he wanted something bigger anyway. But long story short, I got a good deal on the bike. I'm hoping I can get it running. I'm doing everything I can. But yeah, I wanted to make that little video. And like I said, I'm sorry for the mess in the basement here. Like I said, I was taking on water. And so everything was getting shifted around. And now that I'm getting back into the process of putting her all back together, I gotta go ahead and go through everything and line all my parts up and get everything out and labeled, ready to go. See, I got the shifter shaft. I gotta get I don't remember. Oh, the flywheel cover came in there. Yeah, it was a fun project to take apart. Like, taking it apart, it looks fairly easy to put back together. I mean, but I gotta completely put it back together. Like, in this newspaper here is my transmission. So the gears and all that stuff, I gotta get all that put back together. But I'm really confident and really excited to get this project almost done. So I got a little bit more restoration to do on the plastics, because when I got them, they were weathered. They had like a white film over them. You could see some of the shavings on the fender for where I'm doing the scrape off. Again, like, this whole rear fender, if you can see here, used to say Kawasaki across there. This whole rear fender was white, like that in there, real weathered. And it took me a little while, but I'm getting it back to its original. And then what I'm going to do is, on some of the pictures I've seen from the 81s, this part here, where you put your number, is all black. I believe it's right in this edge. It's all black. And I'm not quite sure if it was a sticker or not, but I'm going to go ahead and paint it. I'm going to paint it black. And I'm going to try and restore the rest of the plastics. Like I said, they were all sunburned, weathered, however you want to call it. You know, they were all with this white film on it. You see the flakes. It's actually the clear coat. The clear coat that they put on the plastics. It bakes in the sun, and there's a bunch of different ways that you can restore them. There's actually one method where you could take a heat gun and you reheat the clear coat, and it kind of like it wakens up the membranes in it, whatever, and goes back to, you bake it. That's it. You just bake it. But I didn't do that. I'm doing the scratch and wet sand, the razor dragging backwards. There's videos on YouTube. You can look it up if you really want to know. YouTube's been a real big help in trying to fix this bike. Other than eBay, because any dirt bike shop that I call trying to get parts for this bike, they laugh at me. I actually had one. I called up and I asked this one shop, what can I do? And I said I have a 19. At that time, I thought it was an 83. Told him I had a 1983 kx80, and I wanted to get it restored. What should I do? He said, get a new bike. And whatever. I don't want a new bike. I want this bike. But yeah, so I should be getting it running, hopefully, in the next couple weeks here. I'm giving myself the time, so I'm not rushing anything. I want it done right. When I put it back together, I want to be able to kick it and it start. I don't want to kick it and it grenade and blow up on me and stuff. I went ahead and restored the FMF pipe. Just got to get some FMF stickers. But yeah, bring it down in the light. Got that nice shine to it. This was really messed up and dirty when I got it, but I don't want it to fall, so I'll put it back. I also have an old, what year was it? An 83 ATC Big Red 250. It's a 3-wheeler. And I took that project on a couple years ago, but never really got too far with it. But I went ahead and restored the gas tank on it. And they're normally supposed to be all red. Let's see here. Yeah, but I went ahead and did a two-tone on it. Let's see if I can get better. There you go. You got the black and the red. It's a little scratched up from being moved around, but I wasn't fully done painting it anyway. You can see how I painted that. I did redo the red. I sanded it back down to bare metal and painted it all up. I even had a pretty nasty dent. I had a pretty nasty dent up here, but I was able to kind of follow the line through. Yeah, whatever. I'm not a painter, but anyway, yeah, my brother-in-law, he might want to take that project on next, and if he wants to rebuild that, I'll let him have it. But that right there is going to be my little toy. The vintage 1981 Kawasaki kx80. This is before safety features. Parents were buying kids these bikes thinking they were small, but they were little nasty things. Really quick. Whatever, I'll just beat it around. Alright, so I'm going to end this video. Like I said, I'm feeling pretty confident now. You know, I tracked down a lot of parts. A lot of people along the way discouraged me, told me I wasn't going to be able to, you know, find the parts I needed for the bike. But I went ahead and pushed through. And, oh, I'm actually getting a phone call right now. This might be the shop.